going on, guys? In this video, how to get good delts as a natural. We all know that naturals won't get the same delts as someone that is enhanced, but it shouldn't be that way. All right, when you see someone with those delts that are 3D like an inflated balloon, that's not how a shoulder naturally should look. All right, so don't aim for that, but I'll tell you how to get pretty good delts that are pretty big, pretty round, a nice side delt also. All right, I don't have the craziest pump right now. Actually, I have no pump, but when I'm in the gym, my shoulders look pretty good. I'll tell you my 4 top exercises that help me get there. All right, the last one will be one that you don't expect at all, so watch till the end. Let's start by saying that, of course, as you know, the shoulder has 3 heads: the rear, the side, and the front. So we gotta make sure that we're working all 3 heads. I'm not gonna say putting the same volume on each one, because some can handle more, but give them the same intensity and the same attention. All right, the rear delt is very important part of having that shoulder looking good from the back, the side delts from the sides and from the front, so people can see that you're wide, and the front delt is also super important. Yes, we do a lot of presses when we're doing our chest, for example, but we still have to make sure that we're giving it enough attention when we're training our shoulders. So first thing first, I want to say, if you're someone that want to grow your shoulders and prioritize them, I really believe that you should give them a day on their own. Doing a push-pull leg split is not ideal for you, because then you have to hit shoulders, chest, and triceps on the same day. It's just too much, all right? You won't be able to give a lot of attention to shoulders, because then you'll be hitting chest, a big muscle group, and you'll be drained basically. So I would say give shoulders a day on their own. Maybe do shoulder triceps, shoulder biceps, a small muscle, but give them most of your attention on that day. So that's why my split is chest triceps, back biceps, shoulders, and a little bit of triceps and biceps afterwards, and then legs on its own. All right, so shoulders, for me, it's a weakness. I give them a whole day. Let's start by the exercises, 4 top exercises to help you build those shoulders, and to be honest, those are the only ones that I do. Let's jump straight into it. Exercise number 1, I always start with it. It's the reverse dumbbell flies. All right, so bent over like this and reverse flies. Guys, trust me, this is the best rear delt exercise. I know you'll tell me, well, the machine, I feel it better, the face pull, I feel it better. It doesn't matter. Sometimes if you feel it better, it doesn't necessarily mean it will translate into better gains, especially when you're natural. The impact that those exercises have on your whole body can be different. The fact that it's a free weight exercise, the fact that you gotta engage your core, you're working many muscles at the same time, you're doing it standing, and I mean, there's some things that I can't explain, but one of them is that those free weights do work better, and the reverse flies, as soon as I start doing it again, because I stopped doing it for a while, I was more focused on the face pull, the machines, reverse machine. Yeah, I was feeling a crazy burn, but my rear delt weren't looking as massive as they are now. All right, up until I started doing again those reverse flies with dumbbells. Now you gotta make sure you don't bend those elbows, you keep them straight, keep them extended as you're flying, all right, as you're doing those reps, because then you'll just be working more your rhomboids and your traps. So you want to keep those elbows extended. Don't go heavy, go for high reps. I really love doing high reps for my delts, and I always start with it. The beginning of my workout, always shoulder, I start with rear delts. First of all, it helps me warm up, helps me get more blood in my shoulders, so now when I'm gonna do my presses, I'm already warmed up. And because rear delts, most people, they have it as a weakness, they don't give it as much attention, so starting with it will help you get it out of the way and give it more attention, give it more energy. All right, you're still fresh, boom, you hit it straight. That's number 1. Also, I want to say, a lot of people, when they do rear delt at the end, because after doing all the sides and the presses, their traps start getting overstimulated, their shoulder get fatigued, so now the traps start overcompensating. So everything they'll be doing at the end, they'll be feeling a lot their traps instead of rear delt. So that's why I like starting with rear delt. Number 1, reverse fly dumbbell. I'll do 4 or 5 sets, 15, around 12, 15, sometimes 20 reps. All right, so that's exercise number 1. Moving on, exercise number 2, seated side raises. I love doing them seated side raises. Dumbbells also, don't tell me cable, single arm cable with a little inclination and 45-degree and this and that and range of motion. For me, this is all, it looks good, all right? Yeah, you feel it better, you get a good pump, but if I'm squeezing my biceps, I'm feeling it good, doesn't necessarily mean it's gonna grow, especially for naturals, all right? If someone is enhanced, they can take all the PEDs they want, they can go pump up and go with the feeling and getting a good feeling and a good burn, they'll grow. But for you as a natural, you need to make sure that you're prioritizing the exercises that will give you the most bang for your bucks. Free weight, seated sides, all right? I love them. Why seated? Because you're taking away the momentum of swinging, all right? It's not necessarily a bad thing, swinging, but you'll feel it a lot better when you're seated. You take away the component that you can cheat, so it's really just your delts moving those weights. I feel it so much in my delts. I love it. And for those, honestly, sometimes I'll go up to 7-8 sets, all right? But I will be supersetting it, so I won't necessarily do it on its own as an exercise, but maybe the first 3-4 sets I'll be doing it on its own, but then I'll be doing it as a superset to another press. So let's say then I'll move on to shoulder presses. As soon as I'm finishing with the shoulder presses, I'll go and do a little bit more sides. All right, so let's say 3-4 sets on its own. Well, I'll go a little bit heavier. I'll push a little bit the weight, go less reps and more rest. And then for the other 3-4 sets, I'll be doing it more as a superset and add on to my presses. Well, I'll do more reps and less rest in between, and higher reps, lower weight. All right, so I love this exercise, seated side delts. Number 3, very underrated exercise, overhead dumbbell presses. Standing, yes. Standing. Why? Because when you're standing up, first of all, you're working also many muscles at the same time. You're working your core, your posterior chain, and you might tell me, well, I don't want to focus on that. I just want to focus on shoulders. Well, you know what? Do your shoulder press standing, and you'll feel it a lot more than doing it seated with your back supported. When you're supporting your back, you're taking away a lot of stimulation that basically when you're supporting your back, the muscles, the stabilizers that are made to stabilize your shoulder when you're pressing, they're not working anymore because the pad, the bench is helping you get stable. All right, so now get up and do it standing without anything supporting your back. Those muscles will get activated. All your shoulder, even your upper back, everything will be stabilizing. The muscles will be working a lot harder. You'll feel your shoulders a lot more. All right, so try it out. Just do, and you'll see. Doing, let's say seated, maybe seated I can go for 80 pounds, maybe even more. I don't know, I haven't done them for a while. Standing, 40-45 pounds, half of what I can do seated. Why? Because it's harder, and when it's harder, you'll get more results. Yes, seated is nice, you're lifting more weight, but that's not necessarily what we need. We're not after the weight, we're after good results. All right, putting more stimulus on our shoulders and getting the most, optimizing each exercise. So try them standing. Even overhead press with the bar, I like it also, but for me, I love doing dumbbells because it works each arm on its own. You know, back in the days, they used to determine someone's strength by his overhead press. That was the exercise where people used to see how strong you are. The overhead press. It's just an amazing exercise, and the effect it has on your whole body. Do not neglect them. Trust me, try them seated. All right, I don't like supported back. Honestly, I don't like the shoulder supported back. I can lift a lot of weight, but I don't feel as much on my shoulders. All right, that's it. So moving on. Lastly, can you guys guess? It's one that nobody talks about, but it's pretty much a farmer's walk, let's say. A farmer's walk. Why I love it for shoulders? Because it works also all your arms, it works your forearms, it works your delts, but when you're walking and the weight is kind of moving left and right, those little shoulder muscles are working super hard. When you're lean and you're doing a farmer's walk and you're walking, you'll see all those little fibers moving from your shoulders because they're working super hard to stabilize that weight. And that effect, that stimulus that you're putting on your shoulders as you're walking with the weight, you see you're not curling, you're not pressing, you're not doing raises, just holding them. Well, it takes a lot of effort from your delts, from your shoulders to keep that weight stable, and it will translate into more growth. So I love doing my farmer's walk. Sometimes I'll just do shrugs, walk a bit, shrugs, walk a bit. Great exercise. And if you see all those strongmen that do a lot of farmer's walk, look at their delts, they're insane, and it's thanks to those exercises. All right, don't neglect them. Also, they're great for your grip, they're great for your forearm, for your traps, and for everything. So that's pretty much for this video, guys. You know me, I'm a huge fan of free weight. I'm a huge fan of compound lifts. I'm a huge fan of body weight exercises. I don't really like prioritizing machines, especially for naturals. All right, so that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, leave them down below. Thank you all for the comments, the positive feedbacks. I get a lot of amazing comments from you guys, and I'm super grateful. You know, yesterday I received my first transfer from Google, from YouTube. I mean, it wasn't much. It was maybe $100. Actually, it was $111. My first I'm around 3,200 subscriber. Maybe I've made over 400 videos, 300, I don't know. I've made a lot of videos, but it's just showing you that everything can be possible, everything can happen, and don't neglect the small beginnings. Just start. If you're thinking about doing a YouTube channel, just start. If you're thinking about doing an Instagram, just start. All right, I would have not thought that I would get monetized. Then I got monetized. Now I had my $100. Now maybe it's gonna be 1,000 next time, or I mean, down the road, and maybe even more and more. You know, everything is possible, guys. You don't want to be looking back when you're 60 or 70 and be like, oh my God, I wish I would have done it. I wish I would have started. Just go for it and keep following your passion. Follow what you really love. If you have a fire burning inside of you, just feed it and go for whatever you want to do in life, and things will end up clicking. All right, everyone has a purpose. I really believe that everyone has something special. All right, and we're not just made to live a regular life and let life pass by. All right, so do whatever you like, do whatever you feel like your purpose to do, and get lost in it. No need for a plan B. Just get lost in it. Figure out a way to make it work, to make it happen, and things will end up clicking your way. All right, and we're here to motivate each other, to support each other. So whatever you guys need any support with, if you have any questions, leave them on my comment. If you want to go to my website too, I don't know, buy some programs, online coaching, I do offer that. Really focus on natural lifters. I help naturals get in their best shape. Whether you want to shred down, build some muscle mass. I have some shirts that said naturally sculpted on it. And that's pretty much it. Thanks for the support. I'll see you guys soon. Watch others of my videos. Ciao.